Hello everyone, I'm Richard Tricklebank, Senior Manager at Ingram Micro EMEA, responsible for partnerships with unified communications and collaboration. Today, we're going to explore how we work in the modern world, how work is adapting to the expectations of a dynamic workforce, and how you can work with Ingram Micro to expand your specialities to better serve your customers in a technology-driven world. Today's markets are defined by a vast number of rapidly evolving technologies that offer a diverse array of solutions to customer challenges. It doesn't matter which sectors you're operating in, most organisations are dependent on and looking to invest more in a host of new technologies. And you, our partners, along with our support and expertise, can help drive this digital transformation across pretty much every sector out there. It's never been more apt to say that work is what we do, not where we go. In fact, today, work happens in many places, and this is a trend that's set to continue. So whatever you choose to call it, contemporary working, agile working, flexible or fluid working, or even blended working, is now just work. And workforces today and tomorrow need to be well equipped to maximise the potential this offers. We are starting to see statistics emerge covering the past 18 months that show an increase in productivity for companies as workforces remained at home. However, conversely, there have been a rise in many other challenges, particularly in mental health. This is leading to many companies adopting a hybrid work policy and a change to what it means to be in the office. We're now in an environment where remote working has proven its merits. But we're also in a space where in-office collaboration has to be able to accommodate remote participation. And here, UCC, Pro AV, client devices, licenses and cloud platforms, along with networking technologies, are proving to be even more integral investments. UCC is a great example. Recently, we saw companies invest very heavily in a range of solutions and supporting devices. Many did so in haste and without a clear strategic vision. But this is where Ingram Micro can help. We'll show you how to structure and streamline your customers' existing technology and where new technologies can simplify communication while enhancing collaboration. There are now huge levels of competition within the space, and for resellers, this represents an opportunity that's worth grabbing with both hands. It goes without saying that video conferencing has seen off-the-chart growth over the past year or so. The surge in adoption of tools such as Microsoft Teams, BlueJeans, and Cisco WebEx shows just how significantly remote working has taken root in everyday working life. In July, Microsoft reported that their Teams collaboration platform hit 250 million monthly active users. Every one of these users is a consumer of UCC and are on the road to making the most of the modern way of working. Every user requires a compute device. Every user requires a headset or speakerphone and a webcam. Each of these organisations have meeting rooms with a new expectation that they will be equipped with video. And all this video means that we have to make sure there is sufficient network bandwidth in the office. Ingram Micro is here to make sure that whichever area is your speciality, you are backed up by a specialist of technology that will equip you to handle all of your customers' needs. So we're now seeing vendors competing harder than ever to meet demand and maintain or grow market share, by either being first to market with innovations or through intuitive enhancements to their existing platforms. UC as a service is seeing a significant rise in adoption levels. At Ingram Micro, we're already seeing a greater uptake of open platform processes as fewer conventional, more traditional systems and hardware are used. Increasingly, voice over IP as well as hosted PBX systems are being adopted at the expense of standard telephony systems. This trend better suits businesses wanting to work more flexibly and productively via an integrated cloud software platform that ticks all the right boxes in one. It also links through to device as a service, And we're making this a reality for partners via our Ingram Micro financial solutions. Now, let's think about the needs of different working styles. Firstly, the home worker and mobile worker. Start with the right hardware, ensuring that the chosen compute device meets a worker's needs and the skills that they bring. They are equipped with the appropriate audio and video devices, and consider they have their network appropriately configured, so that at the conference call is taking priority over the kids playing the recently released online game. Consider whether this hardware needs to be easily moved between home and office environments. Again, investment in appropriate cloud-based UC solutions means that they can maintain that single contact number with one familiar user interface and suite of devices, no matter where they choose to work, with their customers being none the wiser. Moving into the office, we need to make sure that space can be properly managed with appropriate investment in space booking solutions for hot desk workers. For those that are fixed desk, they need to be equipped with appropriate devices as well. Unequipped desktop PCs have no video input and will provide opportunities for video devices alongside headset or desk phone. We're seeing that offices are increasingly being used as meeting spaces, with users either enabling their rooms with fully equipped video solutions or providing the ability to run a full meeting from a laptop. In tandem with this, UCC performance management tools will give IT workers the visibility they need to troubleshoot issues as they arise in order to keep productivity on the up. So, with the office primed and ready, remote workers are effectively in the room, wherever they are located. Voice and video-based conferencing applications enable remote workers to communicate effortlessly. Documents can easily be shared, as can desktops and instant messaging, as this is all ensured in real-time communication without having to pick up a phone, send an email, or catch the lift to face someone else face-to-face on another floor. Client or team meetings can be held without the expense of travel, bringing partners together wherever they are in the world. In fact, putting UC technology in place can help companies better manage their travel-related corporate expenses. Over the course of a year, these can be quite considerable. According to groundscope.co.uk, just a few years back, the average spend per domestic business trip was £309, when an employee is away from the office for around 2 days. However, getting a smart UCC platform in place will certainly reduce these costs, saving time and money through seamless video conferencing that feels as natural and engaging as a face-to-face session. There's also an indirect effect of UCC in this context. Reduced travel means a smaller carbon footprint for companies, which is fantastic news for companies' corporate responsibility and green targets. And for any IT manager juggling the necessities of remote working, tight security is a must. It's worth covering off with your customers the cybersecurity features provided by vendors. They'll need to fully understand the built-in permissions and privacy protocols of their platforms and know what steps to take to keep data secure. So, let's now turn to in-office working. Again, it goes without saying that whether it's in meeting rooms, huddle spaces or elsewhere, security is a baseline and must-have. And, in the current climate of well-being, with the consequent resurgence of bring your own device, staff will prefer using their own devices to control in-room collaboration technology. So it's worth considering how this access impacts on the security of on-premise or cloud-based services. The other crucial question to consider is that with so many office workers using video conferencing, does the office network have the bandwidth to cope? Network optimization is critical for maximum productivity, and there are plenty of options out there to facilitate this, all of which we can help you with here at Ingram Micro. Our Centre of Excellence houses technical pre-sale specialists experienced in deploying and managing large-scale end-user UCC deployments and infrastructure. They're in place to expressly work with you as a partner of Ingram Micro and your customers to ensure that end users are realising the promise of their technology deployments. From consulting in ideation, scope of works, assembling a bill of materials, and even arrange technical training with your sales teams, we are experienced with all sorts of personal, meeting, and collaborative solutions, and can provide virtual demonstrations across our UCC portfolio and your customer's choice of platform. We're already seeing enhancements to conference room facilities, as well as huddle spaces and roomier breakout areas. And, because of health and well-being considerations, much larger communal spaces are being repurposed as meeting spaces, with spaced seating and all the necessary UC, AV, and network requirements in place. Again, an opportunity for our partners whose customers may still require enhancements. With all of this in mind, it's worth reiterating just how much we at Ingram Micro can support your business. Remember, we have experts with hands-on industry experience in technology, in distribution, and in professional services. You have direct access to consultants from pre to post sales and everything in between. Our professional service teams are in place to support you on those large-scale Teams rollouts to configuring and staging a new deployment. Subsequently, Ingram Micro can clear out old devices and dispose of them in conformity with local requirements. Furthermore, Ingram Micro Financial Solutions can tailor bespoke financial packages to empower your business decision-making so that every opportunity can become a viable reality. It's all about growth and access to new technologies and revenue streams. And let's not forget our ITAD services. These let you and your customers reduce risk, cost, and complexity when IT assets reach end of life. We can help protect companies by ensuring compliance with environmental and data security regulations, as well as recover value from retired assets. Overall, it means you can focus on resources and enhance program value with a broad range of optional lifecycle support services. One of the best ways to illustrate how we build partnerships with you is via partner stories.
Hello, my name is Alec Rincon, UCC Business Manager for the Iberian market. It's a great pleasure to have the opportunity to explain to all of you what we do in our UCC division. First of all, I would like to explain to all of you who we are. UCC division are integrated inside of Value Business Area, being one of the specialties of the company like DCPOS, ProAV, IoT or physical security. We are more than 15 people working to create an ecosystem to sell solutions of UCC and focus on helping our resellers to provide support in all of the sales cycles of the project, covering pre-sales and prescription of the deal, providing the core hardware of the solution and all the services that our resellers needs to provide to their customer. As most of you know, our vision is to realize the promise of technology. In our UCC division, we do it day by day, helping our partners with the best portfolio of vendors and suppliers to create the best catalog of products and solutions to become the preferred partner for our customers. Our commitment must be solving all the needs that our reseller has, creating value solutions, optimizing costs, and maximizing productivity. In this moment, we are saying how the business are moving so fast. We have to do it at the same rhythm to be able to integrate our business within the needs of our customers in other technology areas like cloud, Proibi, cybersecurity, and others to build an ecosystem to create a real unified communications and collaborations world. And not only support with technology, supporting our resellers with financial solutions to allow them from Ingram Micro to have a different type of alternatives that can help our resellers to complete and cover a 360-degree solutions for the customers. It has been a pleasure to be with you in this special and incredible event and to share with all of you what Ingram Micro UCC division are doing in the Iberian market. Thank you so much.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi,
nice to
Martin.
have you here.
Thank you.
So how did you experience the past 18 months in this pandemic situation?
We were happy enough to have very long-lasting and trustful relationships with our resellers, and so we could closely work together on the enormous pool increase in the market and the logistical and production-based shortages. Due to our experienced team and excellent vendor relationship, we could get even closer with our reseller customers. And Martin, how did you work with your customers?
So we mainly tried to take all the pains off the shoulders of our resellers. We intensely supported our customers in product knowledge, logistical information, and availabilities respectively stock. Especially the increased usage of UC in the home office environment challenged some of our traditional resellers that still focused on legacy PBXs. So we could support them finding a fast track into new business fields for them.
Yes, and moreover, we could hopefully close the local gap between our resellers and our vendors. As we are in a very small market in Austria, most UCC vendors don't have local headcount. As travel restrictions were in place, our strong local team could support our partners on both sides. And Martin, what do you expect from the future?
So we see hybrid office as a challenge for most of the end customers, as many were not prepared before the pandemic. We presently work with our resellers in mainly two types of projects. We support resellers and end customers in developing a hybrid office strategy. That means, what does the end customer need in his conferencing areas and what communication devices do employees need for their office and home office workplaces? And second, we see many projects in which end customers want to standardize and streamline their communication tools, considering the flexibility needed these days.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And we believe that hybrid work will give our partners and us the chance to deliver and to develop a lot of interesting and challenging projects in the future. We will continue supporting our partners with our know-how and the best possible technical support we can give them. And these features are paired with the typical strengths of Ingram Micro, like a strong logistics and very good stock keeping as well.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
In closing, I'd like to say that as companies focus on business continuity, the potential that UCC adoption represents a significant opportunity for you, our partners. Offices will have to rethink in-house IT resource. IT procurement will inevitably ramp up to equip infrastructures and individuals with the right technology and enabling remote working. Technology providers will most likely enter a new phase of competitive creativity to take the market and its population to new places. And we'll be here every step of the way to help make that happen. Thank you for your time. Now, we'll be hearing from a variety of our key vendors and asking questions on modern working. How do you see the office changing over the next few years?
Well, what we've seen in the last year is a massive shift in how the office is now perceived. And so we at Jabra like to call it hybrid working, because actually the office is just one of a portfolio of places where you may find yourself working. Sometimes it will be remote, sometimes it'll be in the office, it'll be at home, it'll be in a coffee shop, it can be anywhere. But we also recognize at the same time that that revolution, many of our customers haven't been on board with it as quickly as perhaps some technology companies like our own. And so what that's doing is creating a massive opportunity for our resellers as customers are starting to invest and catch up in investing in that new technology. And one of the technologies we see more investment in is Jabra PanaCast cameras. Because if I take the example of a boardroom, typically they haven't been places which have catered for remote participants as well as they could have done. And so what we're seeing is many boardroom makeovers being looked at to configure them to support the remote participant equally as the participant that's attending in person. So hopefully you can enjoy that opportunity to help customers reconfigure their offices. Count on our support at Jabra to help you do that, but also take a look at what we've done at Jabra. So if you reach out to your local Jabra rep, I'm pretty sure they'd be very proud to show you what we've done in our own offices to reconfigure and refurbish, ready for the new normal. I'm standing here in Langley, and this is an office that is looking spectacular, and it's really achieved worker productivity, and also it's a nice place to come and work. We've also done this in Germany, in France, in Sweden, and there's many other places scheduled for a makeover. So please reach out to your Jabra rep to go and have a look and see how you can be inspired by what we've done, and it should help you get customers into the superior sound wave that we're promoting.
Our FY22 go-to-market strategy for modern work is focused on hybrid work. Hybrid work represents the biggest shift to how we work in our generation. It requires a new operating model spanning across people, places, and process. From a people perspective, you'll need to get your people ready for hybrid work by establishing new norms and practices, maybe even a few policies, though we should all expect for policies to evolve as we learn what work. These policies help describe things, for example, who can work from home, how long can they work from home. From a places perspective, you'll need spaces that are purposely designed to bring together the physical and the digital. Think of this pillar where we focus on how we set up the workspace to allow for the people in the office and those not in the office to work seamlessly together. In a hybrid world, it's critical that all meetings have this notion of physical and digital. From a process perspective, you'll need the business process that connect across. This is mostly about how you bring the technology together with the apps and the workflows that matter. You're always going to want to start your conversation with customers with the hybrid work pitch, but then we have specific sales plays to help you go deeper with your customers depending on their specific needs. Our key sales plays are transition to cloud, hybrid meetings, modernize communications, enable frontline, employee experience, collaborative apps, and modernize endpoints. These sales plays include all the material you need to drive a conversation with your customer. We also have the Microsoft Cloud Accelerator workshops aligned to each of these sales plays for you to leverage to engage with your customer. When you deliver one of these workshops, you're going to showcase the art of the possible, you're going to identify the key priorities at your customer, and based on that, build a roadmap built around your services to deliver to the customer. Hybrid work, I hope you all agree, represents a great opportunity for you as Ingram partners to help your customers and also grow your business. Thank you.
How can technology be used to increase worker and team productivity?
Well, it all starts with choosing a PC built for business. When you have performance, security features, manageability, and stability built in, you can turn your PC fleet into a competitive advantage. What you need is a no-compromise PC platform, the Intel vPro platform. Take security. While software-based security plays a key role in protecting your devices, it's not enough to keep up with modern threats. Hackers are coming up with new ways to inject malware into the code beneath your operating system. Therefore, security technologies built into your PC hardware provide an important layer of protection for your devices, applications, and data. Hardware-based security features can help minimize the risk of firmware attacks and support mobile security and identity management.
So, Richard, that's a really good question. It's no doubt that technology is advancing fast, and we know that through our research that 87% of people in business are working in collaborated and distributed teams. So what this means is you also need the right device and the right software. And so at Jabra, we're a big user of Microsoft Teams. And of course, the majority of our devices, particularly the Evolve 2, and also the Panacast family of products that you're viewing on now, are all Microsoft Teams certified. I suppose the point is, workers don't really care about the technology. Our view on this is that the technology just has to work and become totally user-friendly. Take, for example, Panacast 50. It has so many easily accessible features, like our whiteboard app, allowing instant sharing at the touch of a button, or even the 180-degree field of view to give every user an equal presence at the meeting, whether they're in person or virtually at the meeting. And when combined with Microsoft Teams, what we find is that we're making very good decisions and better decisions to support our distributors, our resellers, and our end users in achieving the superior technology that they're looking for.
How do you see company policy changing to adapt to worker expectations in the way they engage with technology?
Yeah, defining company policy really begins the transition to a different environment, working environment, whether that be full-time in the office or working from home or a hybrid working environment. It's absolutely the forefront of what we can see in that transition. And even in our own company at Logitech, we have undergone that recently. From the company policy, then comes the property rationalization efforts. It's the definition of what the employees, first of all, would like, mixed with what the enterprise wants from their employees, and that sets the scene for personal collaboration solutions, enterprise solutions in the meeting rooms. And luckily for us, actually at Logitech, we're able to supply pretty much anything that the enterprises require and anything in between for a hybrid working environment. So we've seen that a lot. That's the discussions also our sales teams are having with the companies for the projects at the moment, and we start to see that transition to make into the new hybrid working environment and the world.
Latency becomes a real issue in effective modern working, and with milliseconds of downtime for your data center equals millions in lost revenue. What part did edge computing play in the recent rapid transformation to modern working?
Well, firstly, I'd say we need to change the tense of what part did edge computing play. We need to change that from past tense to present tense and future tense, because edge is available to us today, but it is evolving at a rapid pace, and it will change immeasurably between now and say 2025. But fundamentally, what's happening is we're really we're developing both professionally and privately, and we're becoming an on-demand culture. So we want to consume enormous volumes of data, but they need to be palatable and sort of consumable to us in a format that we want to see them. And we want that. We want the ability to be able to see that from wherever we are. So this reduction in latency in the edge, the data center, is really enabling us to do that. So it gives us the data that we want on demand, instantaneously. Not only that, we want to be able to see it evolve. We want the picture to evolve in real time, and obviously that's an immense strain on processing. So the edge obviously means that we get that latency saving by moving some processing from a remote location in a data center to an edge location. So effectively moving it to a location near to us, or even to an enterprise on-premise location. Now, following with that, some of that downtime risk really follows with that moving of the processing. So the edge site itself needs to have the same resilience and the same design flexibility as the data center. Otherwise, all of those gains in latency and that on-demand lifestyle that we want in our working or personal lives is really lost, because the risk has moved with it.
Thank you to our vendors for taking part today. please visit us and our vendors within the UCC exhibitor page to gain further insight and ask any follow-up questions.
Humans and nature. We're in this together. Yet nature has given and given. It's our turn to do more. Cisco Smart Building Solutions and our partners' technology benefit both humans and nature. Catalyst switches connect securely, delivering power over Ethernet, reducing costs and greenhouse emissions. Cisco Wireless and DNA Spaces use intelligent automation, creating efficiencies that help the workplace and the planet. And collaboration tools enable hybrid work, decreasing environmental impact. Sustainability is essential to powering an inclusive future for all. That's why Cisco is committed to achieving net zero emissions by 2040. Between meeting human needs and a sustainable future, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
Hi, I'm Carsten Winter, running sales in Vertiv EMEA. At Vertiv, we believe that the growth of edge computing will be one of the most transformative technology shifts in this generation. Organizations are now moving from merely strategizing about edge to deploying it. Over the last 2 years, edge computing adoption has significantly increased in parallel with the continued growth of cloud. According to a recent survey by STL Partners, 49% of enterprises in specific industries are actively exploring edge computing, and it is estimated that the total number of edge sites will grow by more than 200% all the way to 2025. Because of the edge of the network is equipped with products and solutions commonly sold through the channel partners are the primary resource for customers deploying edge computing sites. To that end, Vertiv wants to support channel partners as they in turn practically support customers with their edge deployments. We're doing that through a combination of thought leadership, deployment frameworks and models, as well as a highly innovative portfolio of edge products, which I will summarize today. Hopefully a lot of you will already be aware of who we are. But for those who are not, Vertiv is a global provider of critical digital infrastructure solutions, working across the data center, communications, and commercial and industrial sectors. The company has a broad range of power, thermal, IT, and importantly for today's discussion, edge infrastructure. Solutions and services are also a key part of our business, and that business continues to expand globally. For example, we recently announced the plans for acquiring the 1.8 billion acquisition of E&I Engineering, which will help us broaden the portfolio even further. I'd like to kick things off today by looking at a key research initiative called Edge Archetypes, which we have been developing for more than 3 years now. In 2018, we released a report defining 4 edge archetypes and their technology requirements, which provided an industry-first framework for categorizing use cases. These 4 archetypes help enterprises and edge data center operators to better understand the common underlying requirements across similar use cases. These 4 archetypes are data incentive, which is where the amount of data makes it impractical to transfer over the network directly to the cloud or from the cloud to the point of use due to the data volume, cost, or bandwidth issue. Human latency sensitive is where services are optimized for human consumption or to improve the human experience with technology-enabled services. Speed is the defining characteristic of this use case, as delays in delivering data directly impacts a user's experience. Machine-to-machine latency sensitive, which is where the services are optimized for machine-to-machine consumption. Because machines can process data much faster than humans, speed is the defining characteristic here. And the last one is life critical, which is when it directly impacts human health and safety. speed and reliability are therefore paramount. But to date, the market has not been clear about what constitutes edge infrastructure. So Vertiv, with the help of analysts, developed a framework for categorizing edge infrastructure into specific models to help organizations make practical decisions around deploying physical infrastructure and compute at the edge. The resulting 4 models you can see on the slide here. We believe these models will help our channel partners and customers to more easily plan edge deployments, especially combined with a set of new tools, which we will announce early next year. All of these brings us around to the critical role of the channel in the edge. Infrastructure is the only one piece of the puzzle, and any organization looking to implement edge-enabled solutions. There are many elements that influence the building of the edge: software, hardware, infrastructure, orchestration, management, and so on. And enterprises will struggle to coordinate these elements on their own. There is no one-size-fits-all with regards to how enterprises want to purchase these next-generation information and communication technology and edge solutions. Research shows that 34% of enterprises prefer a do-it-yourself approach, whereby they select different components from each vendor. The remaining 66% who prefer entire solutions to come from one lead vendor vary in terms of who that primary vendor is: IT vendor versus system integrator versus network equipment provider, and so on. By using the edge infrastructure models from us, channel partners can quickly and easily categorize a customer's edge site and streamline configuration and deployment. This makes the sales process and your interactions with us easier, more convenient, and better, more profitable. When a reseller identifies the proper model and broad strokes of the deployment, it all becomes obvious. At that point, the process of meeting specific customer needs can actually begin. With Vertiv, we provide the largest portfolio, the largest support organization, and great incentives targeted to partner relationships to help our partners grow with these opportunities. Those range from UPSs to IT management devices to highly configurable solutions and support. Our Channel Partner Program is a program designed to be simple to join, simple to progress within, and ability to get very well rewarded. And we have different sets of layers in that program, suited and tailor-made specifically to the needs of our channel partners. And finally, a glimpse into the future. The impact of COVID plus continued technological developments has inspired us to create new ways to interacting with our customers. Vertiv is actively investing in augmented and virtual reality technologies to let partners and customers interact with products remotely and model how they could be deployed in their own premises. We'll be showcasing more on all these technologies at our upcoming Channel Summit and Awards Keep IT Running event happening on the 17th of November. And I hope you will all be joining this particular event with us. Thank you very much for your time today.